I just wonder if this is a bit beyond your wildest dreams, really, for your Test comeback. 70 runs for yourself, a 350-run lead nearly. This has got to be beyond your expectations, hasn't it?
I know, and the two openers batting for so long to get rid of that new ball as well. It's been a good start. I think if you gave us 350 runs at the start of the game as a lead after our first innings, we'd have chewed your arm off for that. So look, we're in a good position, but that doesn't mean the game is won by any means. It's still a very good wicket out there.
How much did you enjoy your partnership with Joe today? Obviously, a guy who's absolutely on the top of his game and possibly even a better player than when you left him in 2018.
I know, he's phenomenal, isn't he? He just scores runs all the time. And the ease of what he does and the speed is at which he does it. You look up and suddenly he's 20 not out and you can't really remember a shot that he's played. He's just that busy and he scores that quickly. So to be able to bat with him is fantastic. He's led from the front again, as he's done in the Test series so far. So, all credit needs to go to him after what the two openers did to set it up for myself and for Ruti and for the rest of the team.
He's obviously been in this rich vein of form with 6 centuries in 2021. You're a fair newcomer in that regard. How did he shape up from the other end? What does he do so well?
He moves his feet so well. His ball position where he hits the ball is so good. He hits the ball so much later than most people. He always looks to score his intent. If you bowl a bad ball, he just puts you away. And I think that's a massive strength. You look at all the best players that have played, all the greats, if you want to put it that way. As soon as you miss your line and your length, they hurt you. And Joe is one of those. It's great to watch on the other end. It's great to have the best seat in the house when he does play as well as he does there.
Thanks, David.
Okay, we'll go to Will McPherson, please.
Hi, David. Just a bit on the sort of game situation. Would the plan be to kind of forge ahead tomorrow, bat for as long as you can?
I hope so. I'm obviously not part of those discussions, but I would be very surprised if we declared overnight. That as many runs as we can get here as possible would be probably be the ideal situation, and then we'd be able to put them under pressure with scoreboard pressure and some fields. And be as attacking as we can. But look, it is still a very good wicket out there. Hopefully, the longer we bat on that, the more wear and tear can be on that wicket.
Obviously, India are known for being a sort of quite a lively side, up and about. Did it feel a bit? Did they seem a bit flat today to you?
I wouldn't say that. They absolutely ran in and tried their absolute socks off. The wicket changed massively from the first day. From the first probably hour when they were batting to when we were batting. So I wouldn't say they were flat at all. I thought they ran in really hard and they asked a lot of questions and probably just weren't helped as much by this wicket as what probably the other wickets did in the series.
Okay, we've got John and then Lawrence, please.
David, do you feel kind of nervous your first Test innings for 3 years?
No, actually it wasn't. I've been fortunate enough to be part of the other England teams. When you play international cricket regularly, I think you sort of get used to the rhythms of international cricket. Obviously, I'm still nervous, but I wasn't as nervous as what I was on my Test debut where the legs were shaking, when you walked out to bat. But yeah, it felt comfortable. It felt like I've been playing international cricket for a while, which is, I think that probably helped me today in the sense that I didn't let the occasion get to me. Obviously, it's a good crowd and the openers have set up a really good position, so it could have been easy to just walk out and sort of give it away early. So, it was nice.
Obviously, it's just one innings, but do you feel confident that you're going to be able to sort of resurrect your Test career?
I hope so. We can only do what we do. I can only play how I play. And I think that's one thing that I definitely want to do this time around is play the way I play and play how I see it. Instead of sort of worrying about other stuff and trying too much. Stick to what works, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work for me, and it just wasn't meant to be there.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go Lawrence, please.
Hi, David. 70 is obviously a great start on your comeback. Was there any sense at all of runs left out in the middle, sort of little leg side tickle just before tea?
Definitely. played really, really well there. So to get 70 and get out, obviously disappointing. I felt like I probably missed out on a big one there, which is disappointing. You don't really get those opportunities too often on wickets that play that well, you know, and getting to 70, you know, it's a disappointing to get out. Definitely felt like I left a few out there getting out the way I did.
Did you know you'd hit it?
Yeah, I was probably 60-40% sure. When it goes down leg, I didn't feel anything on the back, but it sounded woody, and I couldn't really feel that I hit the ground. So I said, as soon as they went upstairs, I said to Richard, yeah.
Cheers.
And we'll finish with Tim Wigmore.
Hi, Dawid. You've obviously done well in Australia before. Do you feel you've gone a long way to kind of inking in your name for Brisbane?
Yeah, I think that's a long way away. There's still 5 test innings this summer. If I get selected for those, you know, and I think that would probably do a lot to getting you on the plane. I don't think there's any guarantees of who's going to the winter. So, you know, these are 5 big innings left in this series. If selected for all 5 of those to go out and show why I should be in Australia.
And you've talked a bit before about just your workload and the amount of bubbles you've been in the last year or so. Do you feel ready to potentially go both to the IPL, then the T20 World Cup, and then the Ashes? Yeah,
it's quite a tough schedule coming up. Obviously, the tough thing with the whole schedule is there's the only guarantee we have at the moment is IPL. We don't know if we're going to the World Cup, and we don't know if we're going to the Ashes. So it leaves us in quite a tough situation when you're sort of say you give up the IPL and you don't get picked for either of the England squads, you know, then you've given up an IPL. Or if you go to the IPL and then you get selected after you've gone to the IPL, then you're sat in a bubble for 5.5 months. So it's a tricky situation at the moment, and it's a tough one at the moment. But hopefully we can get some answers and we can sort of find some time to get a rest out of these bubbles.
So you're saying if sort of, you know, you're going to be pitching for the World Cup, you might not go to the IPL?
I think all possibilities at the moment. At the moment, I've committed to the IPL, you know, and that's where I am at the moment. Nothing sort of changed at the moment, and until stuff does, then maybe we can reassess. But at the moment, I've committed to the IPL.
Cheers. Well played.